Well, I lived in this house at 12 years old. We were living with my mom, my dad, my sister, and then my little brother. At this time in my family, we were kind of dealing financially and also dealing with my abusive father. Got stuff thrown at me, got, thrown through a wall in this house. There's not enough fingers on my hands to count on how many times I physically fought that man. I kind of learned to keep my distance from my father. I'm supposed to be out here having that true childhood, and basically that man was taking it away from me. School, grades, even friends at school at that point of my life didn't really freaking matter. What I was mostly worried about was if I came home, is he gonna be there? Is he gonna be drunk? Is he gonna be in a good mood? Like, I wasn't really thinking about my grades as the most important thing. It was basically just making sure that, I got to, see the next day. The night that we finally left the house that broke me, he was on one of his rants of just being angry at the world, being angry at us, being angry at himself. And that's when he physically assaulted my mother. At that time, and I was old enough to finally be like, enough is enough, and that's when I started getting into a physical altercation with him. And then, to my mother, that was the last straw. She, my sister, and I threw all of our stuff in our school backpack, and we snuck out at 3 in the morning when he was passed out drunk. Not a lot of people knew about my situation, just because I was told to be quiet about it. So I kind of turned to isolation, suicide, drinking, being angry at the world, even bullying some of my peers at school. I started at Estancia High School in the year 2015. There's this program called AVID where I met my new father figure, Bob Sterling, and that man taught me that it's okay to be sensitive and strong. At that time, to that kid, to that 15-year-old Eric, that's what he needed. He needed a man to show up in his life consistently and show him that there are good men in the world and that not all of them are like my father. And that's where he brought in multiple programs that helped gain my confidence, such as Tilly's Life Center.
You're gonna breathe, like everybody get your
When I was going through the program, it was the I am forgiving lesson. We wrote on a little piece of paper of things that we wanted to forgive, and in big letters I wrote the word Father. We have this quote in that journal. It's resentment is basically you drinking poison and hoping the other person is gonna die. And that's how I felt when I was dealing with my dad and holding that resentment against him. Whenever I'm teaching in the TLC classroom, I hope that my students learn that
I want to know what you guys did over that spring break.
their
But during that week,
current situation that they're in, whatever muck or whatever mud that they're going through right now, is not where they're gonna end up in a day, a month, a year. So like, I hope that my students gain tools so that they can change their outcome. They can rewrite the story that they want to tell out to the world. My chapter with my father, that chapter has been closed. Sadly, I lost him at the beginning of this year to suicide. Losing him was kind of brought back those old thoughts, that old pain, that old hurt. So, me actually going out and getting the help that I need and that my father was too afraid to get or didn't have the resources to get. Now I'm breaking the barriers. As a facilitator for TLC, my main focus in there is to find the next Eric Kenneth, to find that kid that needs that support, that consistency, that love. And that's what I kind of feel like, why I need to pay it forward, is because of that.